Milo, a lot of crazy things have happened in the past few weeks, and I need a place to talk about it. My name is Kelsey, and I just got married. No, seriously, this story does take place before I got married to the love of my life. Of criminal background information. Daisy and I have been best friends since we were children. We were neighbors growing up, so I had actually known my husband for almost my whole life. The three of us have always been a unit. We were family to each other. It was very rare we ever accepted anyone into our group, so any dates or significant others were almost always scared away by the three of us together. It took about a year for us to fully accept Colin. Daisy's no fiancé. No matter how far away the three of us were, it was always the three of us against the world. When Colin joined our group, it became even more amazing. Whenever the four of us would hang out, Colin and Daisy would walk away from Clive and me, leaving the two of us alone. That's how we ended up spending a lot of time together. We never really spent any time alone, because if I'm really honest, I was attracted to him growing up, but Clive was a good 6 years older than me. I didn't think that it would be appropriate for me to shoot my shot with him, so I'd always just buried my feelings deep down. After I was done with college, I ended up coming back to our small hometown. It turned out that all three of us returned from our various life journeys. I realized then that my feelings for Clive were very much real. I even remember the first time I told Daisy about it. I was so shy, and I felt like my heart was going to beat out of my chest.
Daisy, there's something I need to tell you. I've been keeping a secret from you for almost our entire friendship. Well, I've always had feelings for your brother, but I never thought it was appropriate to make a move. When I came back, I realized I still liked him, and wanted to know if he felt the same way. Would you be okay with it?
Oh really? What's the big secret?
Yes, why? Are you upset?
Dude, everyone knows that you like him. You're so bad at hiding things. In fact, the only person that doesn't know is apparently Clive himself.
Wait, what?
Yes, everyone. And guess what? Clive has a crush on you too. I you, but you're the only person who doesn't know. You two really are meant to be together.
I had no idea. Oh wow, this is awkward. I can't believe I didn't see it before.
Well, now you do. You should talk to Clive about it. I'm sure he'd be thrilled.
Yeah, I think I will. Thanks, Daisy. I can always count on you to keep me grounded.
Of course. Now go get your happily ever after with my clueless brother.
Knowing that I wasn't the only one pining after him gave me the confidence to approach him and ask him out on a date. When I did ask him out, he blushed really hard and said yes. That one day led to many more, and ultimately, after 2 years of dating, we decided to get married. While everyone was happy and excited for both of us, there was only one person who wasn't. That person was Clive's mother. Then it's a doozy. Doris has never been my biggest fan. Even when I was a young child, she never liked my attitude or my personality, and she made it known very well. Even though I was a kid, I never stopped her from making fun of me and saying rude and inappropriate things about me. However, her kids, Daisy and Clive, would always fight for me, and my mother had practically raised Clive and Daisy because Doris was usually out partying until 2 a.m. almost every day. Doris knew that she could not mess with me too much because she would risk upsetting her kid and risk not having her kid taken care of. I knew of Doris's hatred towards me, so I gladly stayed out of her way. I bet that Doris was beyond happy that I had moved out for college. I knew that she expected me to move away and never return because when I did return, she looked like she was going to explode in anger. And to make matters worse, when Clive and I told everyone we were dating, Doris went from hating me to loathing me. If I thought she treated me badly before, now she was horrific. She never missed an opportunity to embarrass me in public. She would spread rumors about me in our town, and I'd have to either live with it or work really hard to undo her words. Clive would try to stand up to his mother, but there was only so much he could say or do. I didn't mind much because I grew up with it. I let everything she did or said against me go. I only did it because I wanted to have some peace of mind and because I didn't want Clive to keep having to stand up to his mother for me. The fact that I didn't care much initially made Doris very angry. She would try to treat me worse, but I still didn't give her the reactions she wanted, so over time, her bullying lessened. It was relieving. I'm not gonna lie. Doris's bullying lessened right around the time that the wedding planning started. Clive and I were beyond busy with the planning. We both had so many plans for the wedding. Doris tried to mess around then too. She would constantly call us and ask us what we were doing and would always try to give us her ideas. We would ignore her, and then later she would call to throw a tantrum. We still didn't pay her any mind. As we drew nearer to the wedding, I got more and more excited. I couldn't wait to marry the love of my life. We both got to have pretty big bachelor and bachelorette parties with all of our closest friends and family members. However, a week before the big day, I got a call from my brother. "Hey, what's up? Kelsey, it's Mom. She's really sick. She got a high fever and had to be admitted to the hospital." "Oh no, that's terrible. Is she okay now?" "The fever is under control, but she's still in the hospital." I didn't want to bother you during your wedding preparations, and Mom insisted I didn't call. I've been visiting her every day, but it's hard to manage everything with my daughter and work. I need your help. Of course. I'll come right away. Family comes first, and Mom needs us now. Don't worry, we'll figure this out together. Thank you so much. Kelsey, I knew I could count on you. It's my responsibility too, and I want to be there for Mom. Just let me know the details, and I'll be there as soon as I can. I'll text you the hospital address and the details. Thanks again. Kelsey, I really appreciate it. No need to thank me. We're a team, and we'll take care of Mom together. Love you. See you soon. I was worried about my mom. We have always been super close. She was my best friend. The fact that she still thought about me, even when she was seriously sick, made tears come to my eyes. I knew that it wasn't right to make a decision without telling Clive about it. So that night, when he got back from work, I told him about my call with my brother. I need to talk to you about something important. Sure, what's on your mind? Well, I got a call from my brother today. Mom is really sick, and she's in the hospital with a high fever. Oh no, I'm so sorry to hear that. Is she going to be okay? The fever is under control, but she still needs our help. My brother's been trying his best, but it's overwhelming for him with his daughter and work. I want to be there for Mom, and I think I need to go and stay with her for a while. Of course, family comes first. You don't need to explain. We'll figure things out here while you're away. Thank you, babe. I was worried about telling you, but I can't ignore my mom's situation. She means the world to me. I understand, and I support your decision. We'll manage things here, and you can be there for your mom. Just let me know if there's anything I can do to help.
You're amazing. I promise I'll be back as soon as everything settles down. Thank you for being so understanding. I love you.
I know I always say it, but I really am so grateful to have such a caring and supportive partner. I got ready to take care of my mother and booked tickets for the next day. The next morning, Clive drove me to the airport and we bid each other goodbye. The entire journey on the way to my mother's place, I was a nervous and worried mess. I needed to make sure she was alright, and I also wanted her to be well enough to attend my wedding for the next few days. I took care of my mother a lot. However, during my time there, Colin had called me to ask me something. One day, Colin and Clive called me from my house. We hopped on a video call, and I could tell they were bursting with excitement. Then turns out, Colin wanted both Clive's and my opinion on how to propose to our best friend, Daisy. We chatted for a while, brainstorming ideas for the perfect proposal. When we finally figured it out, I couldn't help but remind Colin that he'd better treat Daisy right forever.
Hey, Chels. Thanks for hopping on the call. I need your guys' help with something really important.
Of course, man. What's on your mind?
Well, I wanted to propose to Daisy, and they want it to be perfect. I thought getting both your opinions would be great.
Oh, that's amazing. Colin, we'd be more than happy to help. What ideas do you have so far?
I was thinking of taking her to the spot where we had our first date, but I'm open to suggestions. That's brilliant. She'd love that.
You better treat Daisy like the treasure she is, or else Clive and I will have to come after you.
I promise I'll treat Daisy like the treasure she is forever. I adore Daisy, and I'd never want to hurt her. Oh, I also have one more thing to ask you. Alright, do you think I could leave the ring here? I know how much Daisy likes to snoop around, and I can't risk her finding it and ruining my surprise.
Babe, make sure you hide it properly, because if Daisy senses anything off with Colin, she'll come searching there. The next day, while I was taking care of my mother, I got a call from Daisy's mother-in-law. Doris, honestly, I didn't want to deal with her whining or complaining, so the next day, while I was taking care of my mother, I got a call from Daisy's mother-in-law, Innories. Honestly, I didn't want to deal with her whining or complaining, so I ignored the call at first. But she just wouldn't stop calling me over and over again. I got really annoyed after I saw that she had called me 12 times. So the next time she called, I finally picked up. She said she had something important to show me. Doris switched to FaceTime, and when I accepted, there she was, in my bathroom. I decided that nothing could possibly be worth 13 calls when she was standing perfectly fine in my bathroom. So, I started recording the call.
Hello.
Kelsey, I've been trying to reach you all morning.
Oh yeah, I noticed the missed calls. Is everything alright?
Well, I wanted to show you something important, and I thought FaceTime would be the best way. Can you accept the call, dear?
Alright, fine. This better be good. Doris, what in the world are you doing in my bathroom?
I came over to surprise Clive, but he wasn't home yet, so I thought, why not freshen up in your beautiful bathroom? It's so much nicer than the guest bathroom, you know.
Well, I appreciate the gesture, but next time, please ask before just barging in. Can you use the guest bathroom instead?
Oh, But before I go, I wanted to do one last thing here. It's a surprise for Clive.
A surprise? What is it? Then she brought up a ring box to the camera, and my heart skipped a beat. I recognized the ring immediately. Without any warning, Doris plucked the ring from the box. Doris plucked the ring from the box and threw it into the toilet. I was furious and told her to pick it back up. It wasn't her property, and she'd pay a hefty price if she flushed it. Doris just laughed like a maniac and flushed the toilet, leaving me in shock. I knew that wasn't my ring. It was Daisy's, feeling guilty for Colin and Daisy. I also knew that Doris's actions would have severe consequences. Doris loved her daughter a lot, and Doris always did everything for her. That's why we could spend so much time together when we were kids, even though Doris hated me. So, I needed to handle this situation smartly. Doris looked smug as the toilet flushed, but to her surprise, she had sexual plans. I burst into laughter.
What's wrong with you? Are you insane?
Oh, you won't understand. But let's get one thing straight. I'm not insane.
Why were you laughing then? This is serious.
You flushed the wrong ring. It wasn't mine. It was Daisy's engagement ring from Colin.
Of your puddles. What, Espinoa, can't be true. Daisy isn't even engaged.
Oh, she is. Or at least Colleen was planning to propose. He left the ring at our place for safekeeping.
I didn't know. I swear I didn't.
Well, you can see the consequences of your impulsive actions now, can't you?
You know what? I'll tell everyone you forced Clive to do it and then made me take the fall because you hate me.
I can't believe that you asked me if I was the insane one. Look, I recorded this entire call, so no matter what you say, no one will believe you.
Please don't tell anyone about this. I'll be in so much trouble.
I really don't care. You thought it would be a good idea to try and hurt me when I'm currently taking care of my mother and already super stressed and worried.
Please give me another chance. I didn't mean to cause so much trouble.
You had your chance. Leave my house and face the consequences of your actions. Maybe you'll think twice before acting impulsively next time.
Enough was enough. I had endured years of Doris's torment, and now it was time for her to learn a lesson. After cutting the call, I immediately sent the recording to Colin and Daisy. I apologized to Colin for ruining his surprise for Daisy. Colin was heartbroken, but he thanked me for providing him with the evidence. When Daisy saw the video, she flew into a rage. She called Doris and gave her a piece of her mind. She yelled and yelled until her throat was sore. She cried until her eyes were red. Daisy told her mother that they'd file a report against her for theft and destruction of property. Doris tried to beg Daisy not to do it, fearing she'd lose her job with a criminal record, but Daisy stood firm, saying she should have thought about the consequences before trying to hurt her. She hung up, leaving Doris to face the fallout. I stayed with my mother for another day. She was feeling much better and asked me if she could still attend the wedding, so we went to the doctor, who gave us the all clear, and we were off to my house. When I arrived, Clive greeted us warmly. I sent my mother to the guest room so she could freshen up and rest. She may have been given the clear to travel, but she didn't still fully recover. When my mom left to go rest, Clive and I drank our coffee at the dining table and talked about everything that happened with Doris and S. You know, I really am sorry for not being more careful with my mom. I didn't think she'd try something like that. It's okay, babe. You couldn't have known. And honestly, she's going to face the consequences of her actions. I can't believe she'd stoop so low. I can imagine. I'm glad you didn't let her ruin our time together, though. You spent all that effort cooking, and she didn't even take a bite.
I can imagine. I'm glad you didn't let her ruin our time together, though. You spent all that effort cooking, and she didn't even take a bite. You're right. She messed with the wrong people. But hey, let's focus on happier things. I'm grateful to have you by my side through all this drama.
Our wedding carried on as planned. We had uninvited Doris, so she didn't show up. It was a day that was filled with a lot of love, laughter, drinks, and food. I managed to get Daisy and Colin alone. I want to say I'm sorry for what happened. It wasn't right of me to interfere, and I truly regret my actions.
You don't need to apologize for anything. I specifically asked my mom not to meddle with Clive or you, but she ignored that.
I'm just relieved it wasn't your ring that got flushed. We've already filed a report. Colin it, and I will make sure she faces the consequences for every cent of the damages.
I hope she understands how thoughtless she's been. At the same time, I want to help you with the cost of a new ring.
Kelsey, you're kind, but we'll handle it ourselves. Mom needs to learn. She can't keep making mistakes and expecting everyone else to clean it up for her.
I was shocked by just how angry Daisy was, but I understood why she felt that way. I was glad that they had taken action against her. I felt a little bit bad for Doris, but I knew that this had been coming for her for a long time. The rest of the day continued as planned. We danced and drank a lot. Overall, it was a very memorable time. It's now been a few months since Clive and I got married. The last I had heard about Doris was that the police had come to Daisy's workplace and handcuffed her to take her down to the station. As a result, she had gotten fired from her job. She was ordered to pay Colin back for the ring. She managed to find a job as a waitress, so it will take her a good while to pay him back. Other than that, I hope she finds a way to change and become a better person. Like now, I cherish every moment with my new husband and our close-knit circle of friends. Life is unpredictable, but with love and support, we can face anything together. We're a family, and nothing can break our bond. Here's to a future full of happiness and love.